Welcome back to the channel. It's your host Argento bringing you another Call of Duty Modern Warfare video. And in today's video I wanted to talk about how important it is to have good team chemistry when playing Warzone, and how it's the deciding factor on whether or not you win the game. If you don't have good team chemistry, 9 times out of 10 you'll lose the game. And getting top 5, getting second, top 10 doesn't matter because you don't win. So if you don't have good team chemistry, good thing you're watching this video, because I'm going to be talking through how me and my squad play and how you can improve on with good chemistry. Now the stuff I'm going to say will apply to your real life, whether it be you're on a team or you work with other people. But the most important part of good team chemistry is good communication. Now I can tell you from experience that if you don't have good team chemistry on your team or playing Warzone, you won't win. That's why if you squad up with a bunch of randoms, you won't win the game unless you're playing with some streamer guy who just carries people like it's not a problem. He drops 20 kills a game. Now, I've been playing with these guys for a long time, and I'm telling you that we have good communication, and that's why lately we run so smoothly. We know what we want to do, we know what we have to do, and we execute it flawlessly because we have that good communication. Now when we play Warzone, we're always talking, and especially we're always just talking what do we think is the best move for the squad. Oh, do you think that I should just go alone and try to get the res? Where should we go? What should we push this squad? Should we fall back? Should we third party? What's the best location to be? Who are we gonna get after we need to get somebody after they lost a gulag? What's gonna happen there? Who's gonna sacrifice themselves so that the squad wins? That's very important to have good communication, because if you don't have good communication and you're just doing random stuff and you're just doing your own thing, you're not gonna win. Now, especially in this game, we had 22 kills, the highest kill game that we ever had. This was also one of the smoothest games that we had, because guess what, we did a new strategy. Now our strategy is that from now on, 3 people in the squad, they go to the recon where the recon is, and then the other person will go and find a new recon, and then once that's completed, the other guy gets the recon. Boom, we get it. Do the same thing, and we can do 5 or 6 recons and before it reaches the 3rd circle. And guess what? We already know where the last circle is going to be. That's good communication. Because if one of the person just did their own thing and said, you know what, oh, I think a supply drop is the best thing, let's just get that. Or I'm gonna make myself the most wanted. Having poor communication, especially in Warzone, you make the wrong move late in the game, you put your squad in a disadvantage, you will lose. And that brings me to my next topic, is knowing your strengths and weaknesses. Now, my squad, I know their play styles. I know who's strong, and I know people's strengths, I know their weaknesses. For example, Joe Nitro is very good at killing. You can rely on him, especially in the clutch. That's something that's his strength. Bill and Nick I don't want to call them. They're very good at what. They're very pro squad. They understand that not everybody has to be the star, and that playing their role in the squad is very important. Now, don't get me wrong, these two can be clutch. I've seen it many times. And I, no disrespect. Now, I look at them as two crucial pieces that are the deciding factor of why we win is because they're in the squad. Now, me and Joe, we haven't won a lot of games without them, or just having one of them. We win the most games playing squads. And one of my weaknesses, going back to my point of knowing your squad mates' team like strengths and weaknesses. Me, I get a lot of kills in the game. Most of these games, I average probably like 7-10 kills, around 3,000 4,000 damage. Now, like, that's me. I'm very aggressive especially when it comes to Warzone. I like to get a lot of kills, a lot of damage, and I sometimes I don't really focus about anything else. And in the pursuit of trying to be the star, I mess up. Like, I'll push somebody that I have no business pushing, or getting so impatient because I just want to like clutch the game out that I just walk out and I die and I leave the squad hanging. See, that's a very big thing. Or is that it's just I have a good idea, but it's not like we're not in the best circumstances to do that, or I try to just sacrifice myself just so that the squad can survive and then have them do that. That's just a weakness of mine, is that sometimes I don't think about the next 5 moves. I only think about the next move, and it costs us the game. And I'll say that's probably the #1 reason why we lose a lot of games, is because I gotta think through more, and that's just on me. Another aspect to having good chemistry is just the ability, is knowing who your squad is, knowing who your team is. And when I mean that, I talk about just who they are, how they just do their thing. Now, especially playing in Warzone, you have 4 people. They're not going to play the same. There's going to be people who love being aggressive. There's people who like being passive, or they just like having a certain role, which is perfectly fine. It's just, if you have a role, you should stick to it. Now, my role, especially for this squad, is the sniper. Most of my kills are from sniping. Now, it's very important to have somebody who's skilled at long range, because if you knock somebody and you kill them, it deters their other 3 from pushing you, or it makes them want to rush. When you have other people just holding down the fort, making sure that somebody's always on a heartbeat sensor, making sure that there's nobody trying to like creep in on us, or there's somebody who's also sniping on the other window, or there's that guy who's always making sure, hey, you have enough armor, do you need a munitions box, you need an armors box, which is very important. Now, this is a topic that I want to get into, is just the role of, say, if you know that you might shine a little bit more than others on your squad or not, but that doesn't mean that you feel that you're superior to your squad or to your team. One thing that I learned, especially just playing baseball, being on the track team at my school, was you have to treat everybody as if, like, being a good, like, I was, for winter track, I was a captain. And one of the things that I learned was you have to treat everybody depending on their skill level. You have to treat them as if they're on the same skill level as you, or if they're better than you. Now, I shouldn't say better. I should say they're on the same level as you, or they're on a higher level because they've been, like, they just have different strengths and weaknesses. If you start acting entitled, or you start putting the blame on other people because you think that you're entitled because, oh, you get the most kills, like, you should call the shots. No. You know why dictatorships don't work out? Is because one person can't make the decision. A democracy is the only way that, well, separates America compared to other countries and compared to third world countries, is that we all come together and make decisions compared to just one person solely just making decisions and saying, oh, alright, well, you don't agree with me, you're getting kicked out because you don't get as many kills as me. Or, like, don't share your opinion because you're not as good as some of these people. You're not a starter, so you can't share your opinion. And that's a big part of, like, being, like, is not having turmoil and causing problems, feeling like, oh, you can't be ragging on somebody because they had one bad game, or they lost a clutch gunfight that costed the game. You can't do that. Or, like, you can't put the blame on other people. You can hold people accountable, and accountability and putting the blame on people is, there's a fine line between that. But that's something that, like, if you want, like, if your squad has a problem with that, you need to something's gotta give. And really, like, that's why, like, me and my squad, this game, like, we play as a team, and that's why we win. That's why after this game, we won the other game, and we lost the three-peat because, you know, my phone died, and I thought they were going one way, I went the other way, we got split up, and we lost. But this squad, right, we got 22 kills in this game because we work well together. And sometimes, if you have a toxic member of your team, you gotta either leave them behind, or you have to address it as a team. Otherwise, you're not gonna grow. You're not gonna win games. So it's very important to hold each other accountable. I hope that you enjoyed this video. I had a nice time making this. You know, this was a topic that I wanted to talk about for a long time. I just needed the right video to do it, and that I'm glad I made it. You know, it was about time, because I like to focus on the team, and without your team, well, you wouldn't win. There's no I in team. So, I hope you like this video. I hope that what I talked about, you'll chew on it, and that if you'll go back, and if it works for your squad, let me know. Put in the comments. Or if it just helps you out in general, put in the comments. I'd love to hear the experience. As always, guys, I appreciate hitting 50 subscribers. I love y'all. Thank you for all the support. I'll see you in the next video. That'll be on Wednesday. I have a good night. Peace.